Hi Days fans! It's finally here, September 26th, and the relaunch has begun. Very exciting to see some familiar faces. I think this episode may have been a little maybe slower and choppier maybe than what we had dreamed of, but they had to reintroduce everybody, catch everyone that hasn't been watching Days up to speed, you know.
It's inevitable that it had to be corny, and there's such a build-up to it. It's like when somebody tells you that a movie is going to be so great, then you go see it, and then it really didn't meet your expectations. But anytime you have these surprises, it's going to be kind of cheesy, but kind of cool to see what's going to happen with John and Marlena back and Carrie and Austin. I wish it was the Austin that I know, but
it's the original Austin for me. When I started watching, it was this Austin. But then
Carrie looks good for just having a baby.
Yeah, I believe, I'll have to look this up. You know, I meant to look up a couple things before we started, so I might have to, I don't know, fire up the other browser or something. But I believe that Christy Clark, who plays Carrie, I want to say she gave birth, like, right before they rehired her or something. Like, I think she had a baby last November or something crazy, or...
Oh.
No, she was pregnant in the June.
I thought you were telling me like 2 weeks ago or something crazy. November? She should be back in her bikini form by now.
But when they started shooting these episodes, I'm trying to remember. She was pregnant in the episodes that they shot for Mrs. H's funeral.
Okay.
So, but was she noticeably pregnant in those scenes? I don't think. I want to say her baby might have been born in like November. Forget this whole train of thought.
All right, and let's not forget Grizzly Adams. Jack is back.
Yeah. You just got facial hair envy.
Well, no, you're the one who said that that's a bad look for him.
I don't love it, no, but you know how I am. You know, I'd probably date a naked mole rat before a hairy guy. Look that up.
So now that we've got all these characters back together, the writers got some work to do. We've got to break up Carrie and Austin somehow, because, you know, happy couples suck on Days.
Well, they gave them all new careers.
Oh, yeah. So Carrie is now an attorney. Austin is a forensic accountant. So
and
you
there's
have
a reason.
Yeah, and explain why they made them those.
So EJ, you know, in case you didn't figure it out by now, can I say... I'm just going to assume that you people have been keeping up on this relaunch.
It's public knowledge.
I'm just going to spit it out there. But as you all know, EJ's going to be running for mayor. And if you didn't know, you can curse me now.
What's with his date? What was the purpose of having that celebrity as his date? I don't really get it.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to look up first. Is this...
She better not be a recurring. This is just a one-time thing.
But is she? Is that a real? The millionaire matchmaker, is that a real thing?
I'm sure it is, and she can act, and you know, it's like, well, she can't. I'm sorry, she's doing a great job for an amateur, but
well, yeah, like I mean, I could not go on Days and carry a scene with James Scott and Peter Ruckle not being a.
I can't jump at the stage of the Boston Philharmonic and be the principal cello player either.
But you know how to play the cello.
And I know how to play the cello, and she knows how to act a little bit. But you can't expect to be a professional like these, you know, grand masters that we see on the show. It just shows you that it's not so easy. I
think that they are going to be having EJ do some matchmaking thing as part of his campaign. Because you know how single guys don't get hired as well. And they keep saying they want him to find a nice girl to be by his side. So I think he's going to do the whole...
No, she doesn't look good by his side.
No, she's not going to be by his side. She's going to find the millionaire matchmaker.
Okay. All right.
So raise your hand out there if you're interested in being EJ's millionaire matchmaker winner.
God, it's like that show where they do you want to marry a millionaire? Remember that a long time ago?
Like,
that was hilarious.
I didn't even think I would be interested if I were EJ anymore, because Nicole walks up in that hot little black dress.
She looked great.
She did look great.
Yeah.
She's on Ariane Zucker's on some new diet that she's talking about all the time on Facebook. Her and her husband are both on it. Now...
Miralax diet?
Stop it. TV, you did not. So, you look at Ariane Zucker and you're thinking, diet schmiet, but, anyhow, she wanted to feel better, too. She's all about, good health and all that. She's got some interesting websites I'd like to ask her about. But anywho, it's paying off, because you look freaking amazing. That's it. When has she ever not looked amazing, though?
Yeah.
Anywho. But she walks up to the millionaire matchmaker, and right away the millionaire matchmaker, Patty, is like, oh, I have clients that would be interested in you. What, just because she's hot? She hasn't even opened her mouth yet.
Yeah.
That'd make me nervous. You don't need a matchmaker to find a hot girl.
She's one step away from a madam, this Peggy. Okay. What's her name? Peggy? Maggie?
Yeah. What's the difference between Patty and Quinn?
Patty. Yeah.
Patty probably gets a higher commission.
One's short-term relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll never forget the CEO of BootyCall.com was bragging about, we've never had a successful relationship in our entire history, and we're very proud of it.
Was that at your conference?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There's lots of matchmakers there, too.
So it's like a legalized hooker site, huh?
Yeah,
Very good.
Exactly.
All right. There you go. Why are we doing this soap stuff when we could be, like, really raking it in, setting people up with...
Sammy looked good.
Oh, yeah. I tried to do her little top hair part.
Hey, how come you didn't introduce me as your boyfriend the other day?
Oh, my God. Yeah, that is not cool. And I thought Will's response was awesome. Like, duh. This girlfriend really raised me. I talk about you all the time. I think it's... For him to say, this is my girlfriend, Gabby, to his own aunt, would imply that he hadn't been talking about Gabby.
Yeah.
I think there's certain stances where you should just say, this is Gabby, and the people that you're talking to know.
But where are they going with that? I mean, are they laying the foundation for Will not being interested in Gabby or women in general? Or
I don't know, but I don't want to be there when that happens, because I think once they did the deed, and he was her first, and she was his, and all that, I don't think it's cool to pull out the whole gay storyline off of that.
Have they done that yet?
Yes, remember? They went to the hotel, and she said he was like a senior citizen.
Yeah, but they ended up doing it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Once they got into the mini bar.
She got into her early bird special.
Early bird special? I'll ask you about that off camera. Alright, tell me about the early bird special. Anyhow, so Rafe and Sammy, I didn't think that they were actually going to do it before.
Oh, I did? What the hell? You got a babysitter? Strike while you still have the energy.
Oh, how about we're watching that reality TV show?
Oh, Dirty Soap!
And we always joke about, the wives or the husbands of the characters. Do they get jealous? And his wife is railing on him about his love scenes with Samantha in the shower, and we're like, oh my God, they really... we're going to ask him whether that was made up for the show.
Staged.
She's an actor. She knows that this is his job.
She's an actor, and when's the last time we've seen Sammy and Rafe in a shower anyhow? Or are these scenes coming
love
up?
Scenes in general. But she was all like, "This sucks to see."
But Galen's backyard looks freaking amazing. It looks like the set from Tarzan or something. All these walkways.
He's got a pretty sweet place.
Damn.
And then what's Farrah's real? Or it's Farrah Fox or Farrah Fast. That's an interesting name. Yeah. She's got a bit of a unique situation, which we will not go into.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. We did not watch the whole thing, but I thought it was an interesting program.
Yeah, I like Nadia Bjorling's segment. She had a pretty sweet house, too.
Yeah, and Nadia Bjorling and Brandon Beaver, I know you can never really know anything, but they look really cute and happy, so I'm happy for them. But I was once told that's a stupid thing to say, because you never really know. But I hope that my vibe was right and that they're happy because they look cute. Alright, so back to this little relaunching thing. I'm thinking that they're having Carrie be a lawyer because EJ's going to be no longer a lawyer. And they need a freaking lawyer on a soap. It's so stupid when they don't have a lawyer on a soap. And now Austin's a forensic accountant.
Who's he going to work with?
Or what do you think?
Rafe.
So I'm just not sure if I'm going to be able to buy... Like, what are they going to do here? Is there any way that EJ is somehow going to try to get Carrie? I mean, you know that's what's going to happen. Because the whole premise with EJ and Sammy was that, like, EJ was the only one that didn't go after Sammy. Or Carrie. Well, maybe Brandon didn't either. But that would make sense if they're both lawyers now and stuff. And she's such a good girl. But they're going to have to break up Carrie and Austin. They can't stay together.
Totally got to break them up. That'd be so snooze fest if they stayed together.
Well, then
in their marital bliss.
John Black and Marlena are going to have some legal issues. They're bringing in the one of the characters from Law and Order Special Victims Units to be the judge.
What?
Yep.
So he's going to ditch that wheelchair tomorrow or today or whatever.
He is?
Well, they're like going to make him stand. In the previews, they're like, and now you get to witness. He'll probably be running triathlons by the end of the month.
Oh, that'd be awesome. So, are you guys excited? Are you pumped for the relaunch? Did you cry during the episode? Are you emotional? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are you hoping for?
They got rid of Taylor just in time. That would have been a little awkward when they ran into her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, dear, John.
Yeah.
The new John comes back with his, like, spark, done all that.
So, Bobby, one of our people that we love, Bobby from New Jersey, sent me a link about an article with Drake Hogestyn and Deidre Hall, and Deidre Hall said that they were going to be happy when they came back, which I don't know how long they're going to be happy if there's a court scene coming up, but they were here to put out some fires, and I would assume Brady and his, like, drinking and all that insanity would be one. Daddy Black's going to come to town and ground Brady or something.
Yeah. It's hard for me to even think of them as father and son because when Brady showed up, it was the new John.
He
and
didn't even remember
him, and he was like, Dad, And he's like, who the hell are you? So it'll be interesting to see.
So what's Jack's situation? He was at the embassy, which, by the way, I started talking to JB about this one night, and he thought I meant our child Jack. I'm like, yeah, so he was talking to someone at the embassy, and JB's like, oh, dear God. Remember that? Like, what is little Jack done now? But really, Jack Devereaux, he was talking to someone from the U.S. Embassy last week. So I'm still going with that theory that he was being held against his will.
Oh, yeah. Which is going to really put Jennifer in a predicament. But why the hell didn't he call her the second he got out of his predicament and say, oh my God, I can't, I'm so sorry, I've been, blah, 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 instead of all this secrecy stuff.
Maybe he found out the second he got out that she divorced him. And, maybe it started off with a walkabout, and that annoyed her, and then he got kidnapped, and so maybe he thought he had to go back and do some damage control for taking off on the walkabout to begin with. And when he came back to do the little, oh, I'm sorry thing, he's like, ooh, I am sorry, because you look really happy with the guy that's way hotter than I am.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy what he's doing, crawling around, sneaking behind bushes.
Oh, yeah. Like, seriously, JB, if we ever get divorced and I move on, don't be stalking me.
You'd move on?
I don't know. If you go walking about in Australia, I think about it.
Huh.
I think about it. Don't be...
Even if I grew a cool beard like Jack, would you take me back?
Hey! I dated a hairy guy in college and it scarred me.
Oh.
Scarred.
Okay.
Alright, on that cheery note.
Oh my God, it's been 14 minutes.
Yeah,
We've been
we're
rambling.
just going on. Nobody cares about
Alright, so anyway, not the greatest show in the world, but you know what? I'm going to give them a pass because they had to do it anyway.
And it was exciting. Well,
Kristen Alfonso's looking really good.
Oh, yeah.
I can't make fun of her weight anymore.
No, she's looking very healthy.
In some year, we'll see her when she shows up to see her fans at Day of Days.
I'm thinking I'm going to have to just go to one of her jewelry shows. But if so, you might want to call our credit card company and increase our limits before I leave.
All right.
Okay, the couple that watches Stays Together.
Stays together.